Alright, I had another range trip and I'm going to show you my targets, talk about it. I rented the SP101 by Ruger. It's a 357 Magnum, which means of course you can also shoot 38s in it, which is what I did. Bought a box of 38s, shot it through it, and I'm going to show you some of the results in my review of the SP101. Here we go. Alright, let's take a look at some of those targets. This is my first target I'm going to show you today. I'm going to use my background here to show you. I just grabbed target, so it says 25 slow fire B16 target, but just the one I grabbed, I get 4 targets, so I grabbed this one. Actually, I'm going to need some more offset than my coat. Second target here, behind it. There you go. The first 5 shots, all the shots were at 15 yards. All the shots I'm talking about today were 15 yards. The first 5 are circled, the second 5 are in square. I was shooting PPU full motor jacket, 130 grain, 38s. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually, 3 out of my first 5 shots, single action, were in the red at 15 yards. And then 1 here and 1 out here. So they were both within 9 ring and then 8 ring. 25-yard target, so a little bit bigger center than some of the other ones, but not too bad. I was pretty impressed with that, with the single action. Now, this isn't my gun. This is the gun range's gun rental gun. It's the Ruger SP101 I was renting. And then the second 5 shots I did at 15 yards again, same ammunition, but I did it with double action, and they're square. So it's 1, 2. So it's in the 7 and the 8. This doesn't actually cross the line into 8 a little bit, but 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, all within the 9. None of them broke red, but they're all right there along that ring. So my first 10 shots, half double action, half single action with this, and my one flyer is the one down here. Otherwise, they're all right within this cluster right here. So pretty happy with that. And obviously, this isn't me bragging about my shooting, because it's not my gun. It's my first 10 shots, so that has not as much to do with me as the fact that, for me anyway, this revolver is a very easy revolver to shoot. I actually had an easier time shooting the SP101 than I did the GP100. Not that the GP100 wasn't easy to shoot. It was. It was very fun to shoot. I enjoyed shooting it. But I'm typically a semi-auto person, and just the reach for that GP100 was a little much, and then I never quite felt comfortable with where my hands, or especially my left hand, where that one fit. And I know with practice I can get there. So it's nothing bad against the GP100. It's just I need to get used to it to shoot that better. Where the SP101, with its size, I could get my hands in a comfortable position, which translates to a little bit tighter grouping. Alright, again, this is my second 10 shots, so shots 11 through 20. But now what this is 15 yards again, but this is a different kind of ammo. This is the same ammo I was shooting out of the GP100 when I was shooting that. So this is oops, put the weight of the other target behind this one. This one I had actually a couple flyers on it, and I don't know that you can blame that on the ammunition either. I think that could very easily be put to the fact that I was getting maybe cocky a little bit. My first 10 shots were such a tight group that maybe I got a little overconfident. It's possible, because the first 5 shots are circles again. It's 1, 2, 2 right in the red ring, then 1, 2, 3. These shots right here are my first 5 with the other ammunition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a pretty tight group. I mean, heck, these 2 are actually Gemini kissing here. And then these 3, the paper actually broke to connect them all too because of the pressure. So I've got 2 clusters. That's pretty good. So it's clearly not the ammunition. And I believe it was, I forget what it was. I'll put it down here. But then the other shots were 1, 2, 3, 4, and then doubled up in this circle here. You can see the edge. I nipped a little bit more out because you got 3 than the other shot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 3 made it in the black at all. 8, 8, and a 9. and then the rest were way out here. And still, all things considered, it's the flyers were within a fist at 15 yards. So it's not a, ooh, flyers is in a big deal flyers, but when you're shooting this tight, these two really bother you. But again, this is a range gun. It wasn't as dirty as the GP100. When I got the GP100 to shoot the same range, it was disgustingly filthy. But that was great because I know how it works when it's not clean at all and it's been eating junk ammo all day long and it's filthy. With the SP101, someone probably shot, honestly I doubt they shot a full box of ammunition through it because it just didn't look that bad, and when I was done it looked much worse. So yeah, I don't know what to say for sure exactly about that, but it wasn't sparkling. But it shot really well. I really wasn't sure how I felt about the grips. You know, you feel a grip in a store when you go down the gun counter. Certain grips feel really good in your hand, but that's just that. When it's not being fired, how does this grip feel? Good example of that is I think the grip for the XDS, when I hold it in my hand, it doesn't do much for me. It feels too long, but it feels secure. But then I go to shoot it, it doesn't feel too long at all, and those serrations really cut into my hand, which is fine. I have no problem with it. I love that pistol, but it's a totally different feel firing it. I really like the feel of the Hogue monogrip, like what they have on a GB100. Continuing on the grip, you put a grip in your hand, how it feels when you're actually firing the pistol is totally different sometimes than how it feels in the store. So it's important to realize there's a difference, and you need to take out the guns you're thinking about purchasing, practice with them. You need to borrow buddies if possible, but ultimately you never know for sure how it feels in your hand when you fire full loads until you're firing, a load, until you fire a 357 through it. You haven't felt it, the recoil go through the handle of the pistol into your own hand, into your own body. Anyway, so at the end of the day, shooting the SP101, really loved it. Thought it shot great. Actually shot it a little bit better than I did the GP100, which was a surprise to me. I also shot the SP101 in a 2-inch barrel. It might have honestly been 2 1/4. I don't know that they make a pure 2-inch, but it said it was a 2-inch there, but I believe it's probably 2 1/4 inch. But even with that snubby barrel, because I intended to shoot a 4-inch, 4.2 anyway. Really easy to, like, no muzzle control. I shoot with both eyes open now, and I see the blast when I pull the trigger. And when I pull it, I see the blast and I see the hole down over the top of the sight, because it doesn't flip up where you're off all the way. The blast goes, and then I can see the hole, because my hand resets it rather easy. And again, it's not that I've practiced with this a lot. I haven't. It's a range gun, but the transferability of information of shooting from my hand, the things that I've learned by shooting transfer very easily into the SP101. So after I was done, I pulled out the Springfield XDS, semi-automatic pistol and 45 ACP, and fired off 10 rounds just to get a comparison. I thought, you know what, you shoot just one thing in an afternoon, one pistol, you get used to that recoil. What's it compared to another one? How do you try to quantify that? Well, let's get something in there to compare side by side. And yeah, the flip and the push of the 45 ACP being shot out of that 3.3-inch barrel of the XDS was considerably greater. This is in no way saying anything bad about the XDS. I think it's a fantastic pistol. I love it. It's one of my favorites. But we're talking just recoil, and we're talking how easy it is to maintain a decent hold of. It feels, in comparison, like it wants to come out of the hand, and there's a lot more flip. Now, you can, before anybody gets into there about the ammunition, it's 130 grain versus 130 grain lead, but the amount of powder, yes, there's a difference there. But it's not so markedly different that it should be like, I mean, the SP101 shooting out was very, very light. I think a new shooter could honestly shoot that really comfortably. I would not put an XDS in a new shooter's hand. Part of it's SP101 has 26, I think, ounces of steel in it to keep it from going anywhere. So that actually has an effect. And maybe that's mostly what I was feeling, but it just re-emphasized to me, I guess, nothing about the XDS, but about the SP101, that it is a really low recoiling revolver, at least in the 38s. You know, 35, 357 is going to give you more recoil, but if you're sensitive to that, you're not going to be grabbing a box of 357s. That's just asinine. It's like someone grabbing a 44 Magnum and wondering why it kicks. Anyway, thanks for watching.